Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Ethan. Today's stretch of the week. Now today we've got hip flexor stretch. Now this particular hip flexor stretch is very good for obviously increasing your overall hip flexor flexion and also for increasing the stride length if you're a runner, which is also a specific part. It's also good for reducing sway back in your posture. Now what a sway back is imagine you've got your hips, where your hips are tilted forward and you push your hips forward, and that's how you stand. So rather than standing with the shoulders up like back like that, you actually stand like that. Obviously that's a bit of an exaggerated motion, but it's the fact that there's a lot of pressure go through the hip flexors. So it's also good for changing that as well and kind of trying to help your posture and just be overall more mobile. And also it's a good stretch as well for those who sort of live sedentary lifestyles, especially office workers, and they're always sitting in that right angle, so there's always tension coming through the hips. You do this stretch, which therefore stretches it and just makes it a bit more healthy for you as well, and sort of revert away from getting all the tension. The basic way to get into this position is down on one knee, down on one foot, and what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you've got everything up nice and tight. You're going to turn your hips, so they're not facing that way. You're going to turn your hips, or if it's easier for you to think of, turn your belly button, twist your belly button, so you're facing totally straight on, and that way, even just turning those hips, you should feel that stretch down. I'll do this leg for you. You turn that leg, you should just feel it straight down there straight away. And now, first movement is you're just going to push that knee forward. So here, push that knee forward, there. You should feel stretched down there. And again, there's other advances you can make to try and get a bit more of a stretch. So if you're not feeling it too much, and some people will get into this position, instantly feel it. But if you're not one of those people, you're here, your hips are in, squeeze your glutes now. So you're pushing forward, and I'll squeeze your glutes. And what that'll do, try not to let it pull you back, but what that should do is from here, and then squeeze, and then what that'll do is you'll instantly feel that your glutes are engaging, therefore this is relaxing, and it's just completely stretching out the hip, and you feel it down the quad as well. If your quads are quite tight, you're going to struggle to feel it in the hip flexor, but the more you progress into the stretch, obviously the more you're going to increase the flexibility. So you just do this more often. So in here, squeeze the glutes forward, pushing down, and you should really feel that in there. Now one way to just kind of feel a bit more of a stretch and get a bit more advanced, like essentially it's a progression of the exercise. It's more if you're just struggling to feel the stretch in that position. You're going to get something that's raised, whether you've got a bench or your bed or sofa, you've got a box here, whatever you've got, it's fine, just don't want it too high. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your toes, flat toes, on the box or whatever it is on the surface, and knee down. And now you see we're in a similar position, but the leg's up now. So rather than just having your knee there, you actually want to try and get that knee as close to the box as you possibly can. Be careful, try not to jolt it, try not to throw it or force it, because it's painful, trust me. So in here, I don't even need to squeeze, I don't even need to turn, I'm feeling this straight away. I'm not having to get the belly button, I'm not having to squeeze the glutes, I'm just getting that stretch right down, and you really feel it. So if it is too much, put your knee forward a bit, but if you're really finding that you're not feeling it still, further and further back with the knee. Everything's up tight, don't lean back, go. And then, if you're still not feeling it, try and get your bum, push it back to touch your heel. See a wince in my face there, that's painful. And again, obviously you would do both sides. Now this is definitely one of my favourite hip flexor exercises. I'll do it before any sort of hinge movements I'm doing, but I'll do it in a more dynamic way, and I'll also do it during my stretching sessions as well. I feel that my hip flexors are something that definitely needs worked on more. I do this as often as I can, it's not the most comfortable position to be in, but definitely do this, if you're living a sedentary lifestyle, stuff like that. It's also good for runners, for increasing their stride and things like that, and also anyone that's got poor posture as well, just lengthening out the muscles and just keeping it nice and strong. So if you have any other ideas for different stretches or exercises like you see, please comment down below, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much.